Hello, 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 motherfuckers. Welcome to another episode of the Unqualified as Fuck podcast. I am here with the beautiful Jenny B. Thick and the magnificent Opulent Six. And we are here to talk about a lot of different things. And this episode is going to give sex, okay? Literally, we're going to talk about sex. And I want to just get into a few different things. Like, for instance, when you start dating someone, how soon does it take for you to get comfortable and start being yourself and start expressing all your nasty little dirty secrets and start getting into your little vibe? And how do you know when you can say certain things or if your partner will be into certain things, right? Because, for instance, I like a few different items. One of them include, I like to call a man daddy. It's something about like, ooh, daddy, yes, that just gets me going, right? But I don't know when or like, what if a man doesn't like that?
Like
you
me.
know, like
I don't.
You don't?
No, not at all.
Why though?
Like not why? Because I'm a father. So when you call me daddy, it has a parental association with it for me. Like I'm a real. Let me say, I'm a real father. I have 3 daughters that I take care of. So when I hear daddy, you know, it's PTSD. I'm thinking I got to pick somebody up, give them some money, go to the ER, I'm buying clothes. Like it's associated with being a parent. So when you call me daddy, I don't think it's I've had women, of course they don't know that to start, you know, and they would do that and it turns me off. You know what I mean? Either I would just force their head in where they can stop.
I'm done.
Oh
Talking.
my God.
You got, because it's either that or we have to stop. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get softer than a flat tire. I'm dead serious. It turns me off because I'm not your father.
Right.
I'm not your daddy.
Right.
Can you find something else to say?
But
I don't like
I don't
saying it.
associate
I
it
don't
with
like
my
saying it.
Because you're
dad.
not a father and you probably don't
But
have
I
a
have a
loving
dad.
but not like that. She's like, what? Your relationship with your dad probably ain't.
It's loving. I just don't. I've never called my dad daddy.
That's why.
Yeah, I just
Oh,
always
I
call
call
my
my
dad
dad-
dad.
I call my
Like
dad
I've
daddy.
never. So
Right,
for me,
but-
daddy is straight up. Ooh,
No,
daddy.
Not for
yes.
me.
Nah.
And-
Usually women that have a very healthy, dope, keen relationship, and this is not an indictment on you.
It's fine.
Usually women like that do not call their guy daddy. Usually.
I can't.
Can you? You like, do you even know your dad?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
She's really close with
Me
her
and my dad are like this.
And do you call another dude
I
that?
will never.
Why? Tell me why.
Because it reminds me. I
See what
think
I'm
of my
saying?
dad.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I do.
So
I'm
that
like
means
dad,
you
and when
hate
I
your dad.
want
I don't-
something, you know what's
I
funny?
don't hate my dad.
Too,
I love you.
When
And
I
hope you
want
don't watch
something,
this.
it's even worse because I still, to this day, I am 42 years old, and I'm like, Daddy, can you help me? Like, I still do that.
And that's weird to me. I don't call my dad daddy. I don't. And I have an older sister who always calls my dad daddy. And she's
I
like,
always
daddy,
am.
daddy. And she's like,
I
50.
wonder if
I
your
call him
older
Pop, too.
sister, and that's a little too TMI, because she call your dad daddy when she gets sexual. Do she call? Find out and come
Yeah,
back.
we
I
don't
don't
wanna-
want to know.
No,
that.
because
wanna
I want to
know.
prove a point.
I feel like
almost
she's gonna
sure.
be
Well, I
like-
know my other sister, she doesn't call her husband daddy, but she doesn't call my dad daddy. She don't really, like, they don't, yeah. But for me, I will say this. I'm into, like, they call it, so I've been looking on, like, the ticks of the talks and the Instagrams, and they've been saying on there, like, there's something called praise kink, right? And it's weird because I don't know what it is, but I do know that they say, like, it's when a man's like, good girl, like, you're a good girl, something. And I'm feeling that. Like, I've never had that, but I did have a man recently, like, send me, like, a GIF, like, you know, one on the fucking phone, and it was like, that's a good girl. And
Who
it
told
turned
you that's
me
what
on.
it said?
You did. No, but he...
Okay.
No, but he sent me another one that actually said that. Remember?
I told you he was
And
saying
it was
good
saying,
girl.
that's a good girl. And to me, I had to tell Jen, because I'm like, is that weird that I'm turned on by that? And I wanted to tell him, but at what point does that seem a little weird? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I like different things. I like a man to choke me and be like soft, like a nice choke. I don't like to be degraded.
I know somebody who liked to be choked so much they almost died.
now that's not how I like. Once I can't breathe, you have
I'm
my
not gonna
time.
say
I
their
passed
name.
out.
I'm not gonna say their
Well, I
name.
said it. I passed out.
You
Yeah,
like
she
to
almost
be
died.
choked?
To the fact where she about to die.
First of all, I was tapping out, and he didn't listen.
See.
And I went out.
So what? So
I
you
can't
like
really
a rough choke?
I can't really choke
to
bro.
where you
I
can't
I
breathe?
can't really.
You know what's funny though? Because I didn't know this until it happened because I wasn't really into it. Like a guy might like, whatever, and it'd be subtle. But it got to a point where the way that I went numb and orgasmed at the same time was insane.
See, now you playing with death. She gonna try to do it again.
No, not on purpose. Not on purpose. But the way I was just like, holy, like everything in my whole body was like, yeah.
Ooh, see, this is what I want to talk about. No, seriously. This is a really good topic that I need to get into, y'all.
Go for it.
So one of my exes, a lot of my exes, really, I don't come like that in general. It takes a certain type of head to make me come, and only a certain type of man knows how to do that, right? So for me, I don't come. It doesn't mean that I'm not enjoying the sex. It doesn't mean that, it's not good. It just means I don't come. So that means what men don't know sometimes is when a woman doesn't come, it doesn't mean that we're not done. I'm horny every day until I bust a nut. Right. So that means that I go home and use my vibrator and fucking electrocute off all my feeling in my pussy so I can have a nut. Do you hear me? So for me,
you gotta stop doing it. You're probably desensitized.
No, but the thing is before I ever used a vibrator, I still wasn't coming off this. And so for me, the thing is like I can have sex with mine. It's amazing. But then I don't come, so I go home and I'm horny for days until I come.
How is it amazing if you don't come?
Because it feels really good, but it's just not hitting the spot to where I'm about to come. So I can come off a head. There's specific people that have made me come off a head, but I haven't came off of everyone with head. But like for instance, I had an ex. He never made me come. And I would teach him. He learned how to make me come doing head, but it would take him a little longer. And I had to ask him, would you be with me if I never made you come?
Ooh. What did he say?
He said
no. I mean, obviously not. And I said, right. So why do you think I want to be with you?
I'm done.
The fuck? Why do I want to be with you if your desire isn't to help me get there? Because the thing is I'm willing to work with you. Let's work it out. Like let's figure it out. Let's see what's going on. Because for me, it's like as a woman, I'm getting to the point where I want to feel the pleasure and I want to come. I have been molded from society or just, I don't know what it is, but I have for so long have had the thought process that sex was about performance and pleasing the man. Sex was geared towards the man. So sexually, I would perform for a man. I would make him feel good and I would do all the things to make sure he got off, and that would satisfy me, but I still would not be physically satisfied. Mentally, yes. Emotionally, yes. And the thing about that is I did that for so long and I still can see myself getting in the habit of doing that. And that's the part that's kind of fucked up, because if I'm always performing for someone, I sometimes get so lost in that I forget that this is about my pleasure as well.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah, no one has something to say about that one.
I mean,
I was going to refer back to something I said earlier about compromise, but I'm going to just shut up.
I don't, a lot of that, I'm not a girl, so I can't attest
right. Yeah. Fair
to
enough.
a lot of that. Yeah. And I, again, y'all know I've been with my wife for a long time and we don't use toys. So I don't know nothing about a vibrator or I can't attest to that. Like we don't use any toys.
But you learned her body to make sure you was doing what you needed to do.
Yeah, of course. Well, as I've gotten older, you understand the elements of sex. You understand, and it became easier for me because I've been with one woman. You know what I mean? And I can read when you having sex with multiple women. Like when I was in these streets, there was a visceral knowing of how to get around a woman's body. But it's not the same when you've been intimate with just one woman, because let's say if I'm with 3-4 women, she like it this way, she like it that way. Sometimes you get confused. Damn, wait, you like to be pound down. Wait, no, you like a little, and then you're not really mastering anything. Yeah. You're not mastering anything because it's too much. But being with one woman, you able to master a woman. Because I can actually hear her body.
That's so
I know the difference. Most men don't know the difference between. That's different. It's different. Like, you hurt her.
Yeah.
You hurt her.
I was just about to say.
You ram. They don't know that it's not all the same in the subtleties. You get what I'm saying? So for us, when you know, just toys and all that, we've never needed them. You know what I mean? And I'm not big on talking. If I got something to say, I'm gonna say it. But I don't need to hear all that. I'm a visual creature. You bring that body here, I'm gonna do the rest. Like, let me see you. I'm looking at you the whole time. I'm gonna look you in the eyes. Like, I'm gonna pick you up. And my wife, you seen her. My wife is a stallion. You get what I'm saying? She will sometimes say what she want. Not really, because I do what she want. But if she wanted, she'll say, hey, pick me up. Like, there's been times she like, pick me up. And I'm like, oh, shit, I'm about to, let one off in a minute. You want to get picked up now? I got to relock. Come on, let's go. You know what I mean? But for us, sex is fun because she fit, I'm fit, and we both nasty. You know what I mean? We say what we want. We know what we want, and we're not afraid to say that because we're comfortable with one another. You get what I'm saying? I remember there was a time I had a woman who talked too much.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And it turned me
We
off.
talk about this.
Yeah, I don't like talking.
It turned me off. Like, she was
Shut up.
yo, and oh my God, it feels so good, and I want to have your kids, and then we're gonna do this, and we're gonna buy a house, and and I'm not. I kid you not. I'm
Not
like,
buy
can
a
you
house.
shut?
She said you were gonna.
She did. She named our whole life. I can't
It
make this
flashed
shit up.
before your eyes.
She named our whole life in between moans.
So
and I'm like,
wait a minute.
shut up, man.
Y'all know that I like talking, right? But I don't take it there. Like, my type of talking is literally like, ooh, you fuck me so good. I like
can't.
that. Ooh,
I would
baby,
start
yes.
laughing.
No, I'm not even. Don't laugh during sex. Because
If you say the funny shit, it's
but
so-
it's not funny. And then,
Like-
like, this is the thing. I had a man that was kissing me, and he was describing like, ooh, imagine I'm kissing that, blah 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 blah, blah. And I was like, oh. And that does it for me. Like, those type of things get me there, but I don't like all like, I'm gonna have kids, I'm gonna get out.
It's
like
that. But I also had a woman that was, and it's so, when I tell this story, I'm like, yo, this was probably one of the craziest things. It's in my top 3. We having sex, regular moans and regular everything. And she was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh Jesus, oh my God, Jesus. And I'm like, wait, what?
You took her to church.
Like,
You
but
took her
wait,
to
she was
church.
like, Jesus, Joseph, and Mary.
No, sex.
I kid you.
I am
kid you
crying.
not. And I
Did
was
you stop? Like,
I did.
yeah.
I literally did. And I remember I stopped and I went on the other end of I just got up off of her and just laid down on the other end of the bed. And she stayed down on that end for a while. And then she came up on this end. And then we was talking, just laughing and stuff. And then we started back having sex. And she did it again. And I was like, oh yeah, that's
you
why.
don't get it.
That's why I stopped.
Yeah.
I forgot why I even stopped. We went to like, oh yeah, you doing this weird stuff. Like, I don't be talking about Jesus.
Yeah.
Doing it's
First of all, I still think I'm sinning.
yeah, like you trying to you highlighting
Like, wait, I
you
forgot.
highlighting that I'm doing something I ain't supposed. Then I had a girl that like start crying during sex.
We
like,
talked about this.
like
before.
literally, and where I
man.
thought I was raping her or something. Literally, like when she start crying, I'm like, oh, what? Wait, what's going on? Did I miss? Literally, I stopped. Like, did I miss something? And then when I stopped, she stopped and looked up and was like, why you stop? And in my head, I'm like, because you're crying. But I just kept going, and then she started moaning and went back into the cry, and I was like, oh,
Yeah,
man.
she's psycho.
Okay, so I had a cry situation.
You?
I was messing. So I had got out of my one of my first relationships. It was a 5-year relationship. It was real bad. I got out of it, but I was still super attached to him, and I started fucking with my first celebrity guy. He was really big at the time. We met
Gary
at the club.
Coleman?
Yes. So literally, me and Gare, we went back to the house.
Not
right?
Gare.
We went back to the house, and we, he lived in the Doheny Estates. They were beautiful. It was on top of the hill. And I remember he was doing everything, but I was still like mourning my ex. And this is the first time I had sex with someone in 5 years, 6 years outside of him. And before him, I only had sex with one other guy, right? So we had sex. He was hitting it from the back, and I just start crying. He doesn't know that I'm crying, but I'm bawling, and I'm devastated.
Wait, but how did
She
he
must
know
have held
you
it
crying
in.
if you balling? I'm confused.
Because I'm head in the fucking pillow getting hit from the back.
But
So-
if you balling, it's
No,
a cry don't
I
sound
can-
like a moan. Like,
No,
how do you
I don't.
cry?
I hold mine in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to say anything, but I could still be like, and crying. You feel what I'm saying? So that's kind of what happened, but I was really, really sad. And also the man, he specifically made me kind of feel like kind of degraded a little bit in a sense. Because, because I don't like messing with athletes or celebrities. I don't. Because every time I mess with them, there's an entitlement that they have where they feel like you're happy to come over to the studio because they're this person. No, motherfucker, I don't care who you are. If you can't treat me like you're supposed to treat a woman, then I don't want to fuck with you. So if you have some entitlement because you're Chris fucking Brown, I don't care. Like, you know what I'm saying? I still want to be treated and courted properly. And that's what I've realized when I fuck with these certain men. They want you to pull up to their house because they live in a mansion. They want you to pull up to the motherfucking studio because you think you're fucking happy that you're in the studio with Future. Like, no, I don't give a fuck. If you can't court me properly, then we don't need to fuck around. If you can't take me on a date and show me a good time and catch a vibe, then we can't fuck around. That's just simple as that. And I think that with these celebrity niggas, they have this automatic pussy that they get off the rip because of who they are, so they don't want to put in the work. And I get that.
What do you mean by putting in the work? Just for clarity for the listeners, when you say they don't want to put in the work, as they don't want to please you, they just get theirs off and leave you hanging. Or what does that mean?
Yeah, I think that they don't feel the need to have to court anyone. Like if I meet a man, he's usually like, okay, let me take you on a date. Let's go here. Let me show you a good time. And then you're like, okay, cool. With celebrity niggas and athletes, they're just kind of like, bitch, come through, fuck.
But let me ask you a question. With celebrities and athletes, as you say, when you have sex with them for the first time, do you show all your tricks? Do you show out because you're sleeping with Tim the Two Man Taylor?
Not Tim the Two.
Well, I haven't.
Do you show out? Like, do you perform differently for a celebrity than you do a regular guy?
I haven't.
Tell the truth.
I haven't had like a lot of celebrities. I haven't had sex with.
We ain't talking about a lot or a little. Will you perform differently?
I wouldn't perform differently.
So you gonna give them both the business, no matter who you is. And do you show all your tricks? How long do you wait before you start showing and start talking and like?
Well, for me, it depends on the connection and the chemistry, right? Because if I like a man, there's a certain level of wetness that I have. There's a certain level of passion that I have. There's a certain level of desire that I have. And I typically don't have sex with someone unless I feel those things. So when I feel those things, I feel comfortable enough to let loose. So usually I'm not a like sex on the first night type of gal. I don't have any issues with anyone who does that. It's just not my thing because I'm attracted to your mind. I'm attracted to what's attached to that thing, not just the thing. So for me, I gotta know you. I gotta really feel you. Where your grandmama stay, nigga. I gotta know what's up.
Dead ass though.
So for me, it's like if I feel you on that level enough to want to have sex with you, then I'm comfortable enough to let loose, baby. Like, what's up? We could go there. And to me, I always find a certain level of excitement when you are exploring someone new. Because you get to learn them, you get to see different things, you get to experience something really, really different. Like, and you get to have flashbacks the next day. Like, ooh,
you get that when it ain't somebody new, when you got the right.
Yeah, when it's the right person.
Right connection.
No, not just new.
Because I believe sex should be fun. Like, especially me, as I got older, I became a sapiosexual.
Me too.
So you got to be like very intelligent too. Because everything else ain't going to fall into place until that. I want you to see how good you look. You get what I'm saying? And I think, like you said, it's just about the dope vibes. Like, me and my wife just got a dope vibe. That's my homie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I still treat her like it's brand new because it is. That's my homie. Like, I know how to touch her without touching her.
Ooh.
Y'all,
I've seen her get giddy. You just look at her, she be like, what? I'm like, y'all so cute.
That's
I
for
love
real.
that.
Like, y'all young dudes, y'all
really do.
If you want the sex to be great between you and your mate, young man, you got to know how to touch her without touching her. You get what I'm saying? You got to have that mental connection. You know what I mean? Connect with her on a very intellectual, deep, intimate level, and then sex it's gonna be exploration. For us, sex is like a journey. It's an exploration. It's like we explore each other. We go when we come back from sex. Because it feel like we went somewhere. It's like a high that come down like, damn, get away from me, you nasty little motherfucker.
Damn,
y'all didn't let me tell my weirdest thing.
I want you to tell yours.
Go ahead.
And then you can say
No,
what you
say what you gotta say.
Dude never came.
Wait, what?
He would never come. I was like, I'm tired. Like, you never come. And then I was like, what? And then he was like, yeah, it's a thing. I'm like, you couldn't have told me that before? And then he was like, yeah. He's like, I'm fine. I could do one by myself. I'm like, okay. So something was
wrapped
wrapped
he can
up.
only come by himself?
Like he could, masturbate and be
but
fine.
he couldn't
come with a woman. And
Is
I
he
was like,
gay?
He couldn't come from oral or...
oh, I don't know. I didn't do that.
Oh, wait. Whoa.
We know
Whoa.
Jenn she don't do all
She
that.
said, wait, what
I'm
you
learning.
mean? What you mean?
I'm giving her lessons.
I just,
Okay.
she is trying to help me out. I do think I suck.
Bruh.
No pun intended. Yeah, so it was just weird. Like we messed around or dated rather, whatever, for, I don't know. I feel like a couple months, and I was just like, I'm good.
Were you coming?
No.
If you got to think about it.
Yeah,
though.
I don't remember. It was
so
so
y'all wasn't
long.
sexually compatible.
No, it was
Yeah.
so long
That was-
ago.
that
but
was
he
whack.
said like it happens a lot. Other girls have been like they would do anything, and I just never would. Like they would just, and I'm like, so this is like a problem.
That was whack.
Yeah,
Y'all,
it was
that
terrible.
Do you
experience was
like
whack.
when a man will, like, while you're having sex, tell you, like, you're so pretty? Look at
No.
me. Ooh, you are dry, baby. I can't do it.
Drier than the Arizona desert.
I just like
You want
I
pure
just want
silence.
Pound Town.
Pound town. Take it
But
down,
down.
Pound
She said
town.
Because honestly, it's weird though, because someone that I like, and he was talking, and I was like, oh, like I didn't mind. So I guess it depends on who it is, because I was like,
I think it, like
Yeah,
you said, it
yeah.
depends on what's going on
Yeah.
too. It got you putting it down like you into. It got to be. Let's be on the same echelon
Yeah.
up there. If we like, if
Yeah.
I'm right here regular and you, it's like it ain't matching up. Let's match up, and anything can happen if we
Yeah.
matched up. You get what I'm saying?
yeah, but my ex used to just give me too many instructions, and I was like, leave me alone. Like, here, over here, put it right there, put your face right there, put your foot right there, put your arm right there. Put your left. Okay, all right, now look in the mirror. Wait, you looking too long. Stop, turn around.
You
Do it
lying.
again.
He wanted to be a. He might as well just did.
He was a
porn. He wanted to be a
Scorpio?
porn star.
Yes. And I was like, yo, can you not?
Yo, I'm going to keep it up.
Wait, I
But,
want you to
Chuck,
tell me something.
Okay.
Because I want to know the weirdest way a guy ever orgasmed. I've had guys yell, like, ah! I've had, like, jerkers, like, like,
You're stupid.
please tell me
So
the
for
craziest.
me, it's probably like, I haven't had.
And I had one guy do nothing. He would just
Well,
go,
and I don't like when a
he would
man
just
doesn't
go,
announce he's gonna come. I have man like that shit is crazy. When you see a nigga, he don't say nothing, but he's like,
You're dumb. Y'all are dumb. Women are.
he's like,
Y'all are crazy.
I literally looked at him and I was like, what is going? I thought he was having a little
I
seizure.
love
He
the
said,
face you're making.
I said, whoa, I'm nervous.
Go.
But then I had a man before who I was with.
I'm
He was
crying.
very like the noises he would make was scary. And I'm not kidding. And I used to be like, yo, I'm scared.
Okay, so it's not just me.
And I was like, yo.
Wrath of
But I also
concrete.
don't like when a man doesn't announce he's about to come. Like, let me know, motherfuckers. Say like, oh, I'm about to come, baby. Like, I need to know. You know what I'm saying? Also, have you ever, when you know that you want a man to come, but
yeah,
he's
you know
taking
exactly
too
what to
long?
do.
Oh, you be, yes, baby. Oh, fuck.
All
me.
types
Oh,
of shit.
come from daddy, yes. You have to say
I don't say
everything.
daddy.
Yeah, like when guys, y'all hear that? 'Cause when a girl say,
They wouldn't know
"Come
even
for
if
me,"
you told them.
"Come for me," that's because she tired.
Wrap it up.
That she
Wrap
wants
it
you to
up.
get off stage. When
Wrap
she
it
say
up.
that, she wants you to get off stage in case you
Mostly
don't know.
because I'm in some weird, awkward position.
Yeah.
My leg is going
Sore.
numb. Or, yeah.
I'm starting to be
I'm
like,
ran
I need
through,
to.
like-
yeah, I'm literally ran through. No, just kidding. But literally, because you know, it doesn't matter that she's ran through, she fucked everyone. But the thing is like,
I didn't mean it like that.
no. But you know, the internet likes to twist it.
Yeah, they've twisted it for sure.
But for me, I'm extremely sexual with a person that I fuck with.
Yeah.
Outside of that, I could go however long without having sex. I've been a while. But I think that if I'm with someone, I want to have sex with you. I want
Yeah.
to feel you. I want to fuck you. I
All
want to be
the
around
time.
you. And I'm wet. So to me, it's like, it just is what it is.
Have you ever ran from it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Because especially like if you are like you're with a new partner.
No, I meant in bed. Like, Oh, you meant that too.
Yeah, because
Oh,
you're with the
oh.
partner and the dick is not fitting. Because men don't know, like,
It's
when
not
you're
fitting.
with, I don't have sex with more than one person at once. Period. So for me,
What is at once?
so like if I'm dating a man but we're not exclusive, lucky for him, I'm not gonna probably fuck anyone else. I'm not, because I don't. It fucks your pH. You have too much going on.
We gotta talk about that too.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the pH. You really hit on something right now.
Yeah, because I'm gonna say this. When I was with one of my exes, he threw off my pH very badly because our chemistry did not work together. So I feel like my whole thing was fucked up, and I couldn't understand why for so long. And then we didn't have sex.
My
We'll put
whole
you
thing
on.
was fucked up. What does that mean?
Okay.
You're going to have to be
Yeah,
real.
that's true.
What does that mean? My whole thing was fucked up.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
So I'm gonna say
Are you saying what
Yeah.
I think you saying?
It was off.
So your shit was a little funky.
it
It was
was.
tainted.
Now, did he tell you it was funky, or did you know yourself?
I knew because I never had a smell to my vagina. And
Now, let me ask you this. Was it funky during sex or all the time?
It was. The thing is it wasn't.
Keep it real.
No,
Never miss a deal.
listen to what I'm
Tell me.
saying.
I just know
It
we going
was-
to talk about it. we going to talk about
No.
it. Was it always like that? Like since he threw it off, or only when y'all had sex?
No,
you
he
could
was
tell?
like that all the time. And the thing
Damn.
about it is, it wasn't like a strong stench or anything, but it was like
was
weird,
different.
different smell. And I was like, this is not how I smell. And I would pee and I would feel it, and I would be like, you know what? This is not how
Did you
I
know
smell.
what the problem
I
was?
didn't at first, so I was like, okay, what's going on? Like, obviously there's something. And then
All right,
him and
pause.
I.
Real quick, pause, because this is a
This is
teachable
information,
moment.
yes.
Good information for young girls and young people
It
who just
is.
now having sex or don't understand. What you're saying, and I'll let you reiterate it, I'm not a woman, is that you had a smell. You know what you smell like. It was a little different. It was a little tart, little
Tart is a good word.
like it was a little
it's
tart.
tart.
Like,
It's
like,
tart.
you know, like
Yeah.
smell like earring back.
Not that.
No.
Yeah, it smelled like earring back.
Okay, that was
Okay,
your
and then-
situation.
and then you have to figure out that it was him throwing you off.
But I'm gonna tell
walk
you
us
how.
through that so it's teachable.
I think
Okay,
both of us
so
have
for
gone
me,
through this.
yeah,
so.
Jen and I both gone through this. For me, my pH was off. I smelled strange. Like I said, it was off from my normal scent. I really don't have a scent to my vagina typically. So for me, I kept being like, this is weird. And then I realized one day, him and I, we went a month because we had some stuff going on to where we didn't have sex. My vagina smelled completely fresh. Completely normal.
love the way you say
completely
fresh.
delicious, right? Because as women, we do a little taste test. Don't lie. I go down there all the time and
Wait,
Yeah.
oh yeah, especially if I know I'm about to get some head.
wait.
Dipstick.
You go in
What?
there.
You
so
know,
let me
like you
tell
do a car to check the oil.
This
Yeah.
is new to me.
And then
Yeah.
you wipe it. You know how they do it when they dip
Y'all
in the
go in
oil?
there and just
Yeah.
When you
gotta
are
check.
about-
like you tasting
You
the
gotta
food,
check.
like spaghetti, like you checking.
Yeah, as a woman, when you're about
Okay.
to get
Yeah,
head,
you gotta check.
as a woman, when you're about to get head, it's very normal
Yeah.
for you to do a little taste test. So I
But
know
when
I'm
do
about
you
to
do
get
it?
head.
Why y'all not? Why we not
listen.
looking? Like
No,
how do
before you even get
pop-
there.
Oh,
Let me
so
explain.
tell us how we do it. Where do,
I'm trying to.
Okay, go ahead.
So, as a woman, it's normal to do a taste test before you get head. So, for me, if I know, like, I'm with a guy, he's about to give me some head, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to go to the bathroom. Or before we get intimate, I'm like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I go into the bathroom, I stick my finger down there, I lick it. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, I taste cool.
I mean, chefs do it all
You
the
know
time.
what I'm saying?
So what
And
happens if you don't?
You
if
got-
what
I
do you do if you don't?
I get the nearest rag. They call it a
Freshen
hoe
up.
bath.
Yeah.
You go, you
Slushies.
put the warm water, you go down there and you wipe it up a
Oh.
little bit, you clean it up, and then you do your taste test.
Yes,
if
you
it's
do.
still a little tangy, you run it back. Once you run it back, it usually feels fresh.
Yeah.
Then you go out there and you're like, okay, I'm ready.
Right.
And then you get going.
But let's talk about the resolution.
So-
because I think the hugest,
Yeah.
the best part, the takeaway from all of this is, because for me, I went to the doctor, everything was straight.
Same. I went to the
I went like
doctor
I was like,
so many
check again.
times. Me
Check
too.
again.
I'm like, I have bacterial vaginosis. I have something. If
they
it's
were
not,
like,
a disease,
"You're
I have
good."
something. And they
Yeah.
kept being like, you have nothing, girl.
Yeah.
And one time my gyno even told me, she said, it's most likely that this man is throwing your pH, and the moment you stop having sex with him, your vagina is going to smell back.
So can I
when
say,
we broke up, vagina is crispier.
but I want to say this
than I
before
ever
Jen
felt.
get hers off, because I'm the only guy here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead and
I
tell
don't-
your part.
Well, before I tell my part, I want to say this because I'm the only guy here. y'all can't just say when your shit stinky it's because it's a guy.
We can if our labs come back clean.
Wait, you can't exclusively put that on God. Just like I'm stinky, it must be you. Like how? What?
Well, I'm gonna say this.
What?
I'm gonna say this.
Stinky,
Wait,
so
no.
I'm gonna tell my story. I'm not saying that it is impossible that the guy did it, but the way y'all just sat here and framed it is
well,
like.
Well, here, let me tell you why. Because it's different. It's different.
Maybe it's because your attitude stink.
No, that's silly.
Maybe they connected.
Wait, because if it's something else,
so because your attitude is funky, now you walking around smelling like hot dog water. I think your attitude.
I'm not a gynecologist, so if anyone is, step in. But normally, if it's something else, it produces a different result. The results are different. So the only way you could know who it is or what it is based on what's happening. If it's curtain up in different colors, no, that's not him. Maybe you got something, or he gave you something, or y'all gave each other something or something. But if it's just off and it's not doing all the extra shit, if it's a little, it could be a yeast infection. It could be a bladder infection. Anything that gets in our urinal tract or gets up in there, it's a problem. It could be soap. It could be lotion. It could be anything. If it's
a yeast, a bladder infection or a yeast infection, and it produces an odor, that means it's not necessarily his fault.
No, because yeast. First of all, yeast infections don't smell.
But that's okay. What about bladder infections? Do they smell?
They don't smell.
Oh, but bacterial vaginosis can.
Yeah.
So bacterial vaginosis is that
bacteria got in there. That means bacteria.
It's not necessarily from a man.
Exactly. So all I want to say, because I'm the only guy.
You defended the guys out here.
because I'm like, y'all the only way I can stink is if it's y'all.
And your diet can affect how your vagina smells. Your hygiene can affect how your vagina smells. So for me, like when I know that my diet, when I know my diet's on point, I know how I eat. I know how my vagina typically smells. I know how my hygiene
if it changes,
if I'm having sex with someone regularly, because I'll say this, when I have sex with men regularly, my vagina starts to smell like their dick. Like I can smell them on me. Like all the time. That's how my vagina is. And it's not necessarily a bad smell, but I can smell a piece of them on me. Because women, you're inside of us. That's what I'm saying. Men don't understand that. So that's why I'm very particular about my energy and who I have sex with, because we house men in our womb. We house men in our womb. So you have to be very careful about who you decide to lay down with, because you can have a sex with a man and you can be he could be transmitting so much energy into your body. So your mood can change, your energy can change, your vibe can change. And it's because you are intimate with someone who is literally inside of you, and that stays with you. And if he's having sex with multiple women, then you're housing all of their energy in you, and it takes a long time to detox from that.
Well, we are the world.
We
are the future.
Yeah.
But let me ask you this: so how both of y'all, has a man ever told you that you was a little funky down there? How did he say it? Were you so? 3 questions: have a man ever said it? How did he say it? Were you surprised / what was your reaction? Has a man ever said it? How did he say it? Were you surprised, and what was your reaction?
So I'll go first.
Okay. Well, I'll just say mine. No.
Okay.
A man has never told me that. But you just said you knew you was funky.
I was with my ex.
Tell you.
He didn't tell me.
So he was being nice, because if you knew, that means he smelled.
Yeah, I'm sure it was my pH was thrown off by him.
But so he never said nothing. But so he was.
That probably makes sense. Yeah. No, because he probably knew it was his fault anyway.
No,
I don't think a lot of guys know that. Yeah. That's why I love this conversation. I don't think a lot of guys know that they can be responsible for throwing a woman's pH balance off. And if it's thrown off, then it will have a unsavory smell to it.
That's a good word too.
But if you just now having sex with her for the first time, it ain't you.
Right.
Matter of fact,
it could be.
When I was in these streets, if your vagina smell like anything but vagina, I don't want it.
But let me say this.
Let me say this to the guys, bro. If she smell like Versace Eris Baccarat down there. Like that is she covered that ain't it, bro. That ain't it. It has its own
when you get
scent.
When it start getting juicy, you're gonna have a problem.
It's kind of like
wait, let me finish. It has its own scent, young man.
It does.
So when she starts spraying, matter of fact, that real good vagina, is sensitive. The better the vagina is, the more sensitive it is. So she can't spray bed, body, and Victoria's Secret down there. So if you start smelling a lust spell down there, it's gonna mess you up, bro.
First of all, she's using that run.
That's
anyway.
crazy. I will say this though. Like, even with one of my exes that gave me, like, my pH was off, it doesn't mean that his hygiene wasn't together. He was very clean. He was very together. I never had a smell to him. He never had a smell. He never had a taste. He never had anything strange. Sometimes, and this is scientific, the body chemistries do not mix well. Yeah. That's a fact. Like, a gyno can tell you that. You can look that up. Sometimes your body does not mix well with certain other bodies. And people have a theory that sometimes that means that this person really isn't for you. Your body is rejecting them completely, and you shouldn't even be with this person.
So how would you tell a guy, pretend Jenn is a guy that you had sex with and he threw your pH off? How do you tell him? How would you tell him?
I would probably just say,
say it right there. Jen's new name is Jacob. So Jacob threw your pH off. It's stinky. Matter of fact, you a guy. Her shit is stinky. Tell her shit is stinky, and then you react.
Am I cheating on her though?
Are you cheating on her?
No, because then that's why it would be stinky.
Wait, but most guys don't know that. They like, I'm cheating, so it's stinky.
That.
But you a guy who don't know that.
Okay.
So
if you cheat, it's stinky.
You a guy who don't listen. I'm giving a scenario.
Okay.
You a guy who don't know that. Mm-hmm. You with her, but it stink. It makes it hard for you to get hard and stay hard. Mm-hmm. But y'all haven't been having sex, and she's like, "Why you don't want to sleep with me? Mm-hmm. You're a guy, Jacob, a guy, and you drive a Mustang." All right. You drive a Mustang, and your beard don't connect.
Come on.
Now tell her. Look, we got to paint. Now
I'm
tell
gonna
her.
have to be mature about it.
Tell her. Don't. This is a scenario. Tell her,
babes.
Yes.
Can we talk?
Yeah.
All right. Have a seat. You want some wine or something? You want anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay. You want some? Are you hungry?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure what's going on, but things are a little off down there. When I kind of go down there and try to.
Okay. You know what? I noticed something as well.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like,
so we
I
should
do
just
feel
break
like
up?
it's off. No.
Oh, okay.
Like, I think that there's some things that you can do. Sometimes body chemistry doesn't mix well. And I think that we're just having like it's making my pH thrown off.
What can we do?
So there's like different probiotics you can take.
Okay.
And there's different things that I can start implementing to see if it does change.
Okay.
We can both go to the doctor and like just make sure we're all
I
good
did go.
together. Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Good. Okay. Yeah. I went too and they said I was fine.
Well then.
So I'm gonna see if there's some things we could do.
Yeah. Let's Google it.
Yeah. We'll look into it.
Okay.
That was nice. That was dope. I was in that situation before. It didn't really go like that.
Right.
So
but
I was younger.
Take probiotics too.
Yeah,
probiotics, like especially vaginal ones.
Yeah, refrigerated ones.
Yeah, they are.
I was younger,
so
tell long story short,
and longer story shorter. I like that.
I've come across, and I think every guy listening to this have come across this at least twice their whole life. I've ran across it probably 3 times my whole life. At least 3 times. At least I can access 3 times. 2 of the times I didn't say anything. I just didn't. We never had sex again, or either I stopped. I didn't want to because it was stink. I'm like, this stink. And I never said nothing. I just never had sex with him. But the time I did is because we were kind of together. You get what I'm saying? And actually 4 times. Because I remember I've actually told 2 people. It was like 2 I didn't because I just never saw them again. And 2 I actually had to tell because we were together kind of. So one person, I was young and very immature and selfish and, boorish. So anyway, I just stopped having sex. We was living together. I just stopped having sex with her. You know what I mean? I was like, I don't like, what the hell is, I just stopped having sex with her. And then she would complain.
That's what happened to me.
She would complain, and then I'd just always be busy or always be tired. And keep in mind, I'm young. And when you get older, you start going to bed at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. But a 21-year-old dude ain't going to. So I'm like, it's just me and her at home. Like, I'm finna play sleep. Like, you going to bed at 7:32.
You are
I'm playing
stupid.
7:32.
You are
I'm playing
dumb.
sleep so I don't have to have sex with her.
Damn.
I'm for real. And then she called me out on it. And she began to, have an attitude for good reasons, because we're not having sex. And then I remember it was like, I have to tell her because I don't want her to think it's me. The only reason, I'm immature, I'm getting that out there. The only reason why I told her, because I didn't want her to think it was me. So I was like, I remember telling my friend, like, I'm going to tell her. So I remember she came home from work and I was like, hey, man, I want to tell you something. I don't want you to get mad. And at first she's smiling a lot. And she was like, what? I'm like, and she was like, is everything okay? I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, okay. I was like, well, when we have sex, there's an odor that comes from your vagina. She said an odor. And in my head, I'm like, you don't smell it? Like, why are you surprised? Because she's like, an odor. And I'm like, yeah, there's an odor that comes from, when we have sex. And she was like, oh my God, like for real? And I was like, yeah. And I was like, that's why, I haven't been wanting to have sex with you. And, maybe you need to douche. Now, for a lot of people don't know what that is. That's some old school stuff. But I told her.
You really ain't supposed to do that.
I know, but back in the days, they did. Everybody did.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And back when this happened, it was closer to back in the days. I think I was about 21, somewhere between 19 and 21. And women. But I told her to douche. And she was like, all right. I was like, try that. And then she was like, all right, I will. And then I was wondering, like, all right, now how is she going to come tell me, like, hey, I douche. You want to, how? But we end up having sex after that, and everything was all good.
Oh.
For a while.
Until it was your fault.
Huh? In retrospect, look at Azar. Look. I ain't gonna say it because she like, go ahead. Now you want me to keep talking. Any other time it's succinct.
It's like, wait a minute.
So in retrospect, y'all can't see if y'all listen how she's looking at me like, go ahead.
Yeah.
In retrospect, and I'm saying this and I'm sharing this story for young men and women, especially men, because men are oblivious when they're younger. You don't wash your hands and you want to stick them in her vagina and cause all kind of stuff. Fingernails dirty. You don't clip your fingernails. You shake a lot of dudes' hand, forget to wash, go straight. Like young guys don't really think about how sensitive a vagina is and how it has to be kept up if it's going to be used properly. You get what I'm saying? So I'm having this conversation because even the guy who think I'm so good at sex, I'm so responsible, there's so many elements that come to a vagina and caring for it that you just don't know. You think you know, but you don't. So this conversation is really for you and for the young girls that probably don't have a big sister or nobody, reliable to talk to. You have to take better care of your vagina. So in retrospect, knowing what I know now, it was probably me.
Yeah.
You
said all that to say it was probably you.
It was probably me because in retrospect, I know now how a man can throw a woman's pH off. Matter of fact,
Thank you
guys,
for saying that.
I'm finna give you some game. That's how you can know if your woman stepping out on you. If you not doing nothing and you're not the one cheating and that thing start being a little different, somebody else is mixing body chemistry. It ain't yours. And you like, you stepping out. But if you running these streets, it could be you. Even if you're using a condom, it can throw her off. Matter of fact, you're not using a condom with her, but using a condom with someone else can make it worse. You get what I'm saying? So in retrospect, looking back, I'm like, damn, that was probably me. So I owe her an apology.
On that. That's
I
free
apologize
game.
if that was free game if it was me. But guys, you can throw her off too. Like, matter of fact, it's probably more you than her because she's had that her whole life. She probably know how to maintain it. So if it's thrown off, it's barring it's a STD, it's probably you.
So what's your last piece of advice we want to give everyone after this conversation?
Mine is definitely get your labs, get checked up, get scraped, find out what's going on. If it's nothing, then have a different conversation with your boo or whatever. And then to clear that up, take probiotics. Probiotics are legit, especially the vaginal ones.
Yeah,
they are literally specific for vagina, and it's game changer. It reset everything. Yeah, and just educate yourself. Know what certain things are. Like different things have different symptoms, and you could take care of yourself by finding out what those things are. Even if you're, because my doctor kept saying it's nothing. And I was like, no, something's wrong. He was like, no, it's nothing. I'm like, bro, something's wrong. Like, please help me. Like, and he just kept saying, like, pushing me away. Like, no, you're fine. I'm sorry. There's nothing there. What you want me to do? Shut the hell up. He keeps saying it stinks. It stinks.
So as a woman, I would say, if you are experiencing this and it's awkward or uncomfortable for you, or you're embarrassed to speak about it, try to take a break from the partner you're with and see if that changes your smell. And typically, if you got tested and you see that you have nothing and you're still having sex with the same partner, it could mean one or two things. They're throwing your pH balance off. It doesn't mean they're necessarily cheating on you or anything. It just means that it may not mix. Or they could be stepping out, and it could be making your vagina irritated as well. So maybe take a break for a few weeks from having sex with this partner. If it is your like boyfriend or husband, maybe communicate that you need to do that so you can identify if it's them. And if it is, then you can start trying to take some steps to clear this up. Like both take probiotics, both kind of, look into some things you can do to do better. And don't be embarrassed about it, because it does happen to everyone. And I know it's a very touchy subject, but we all experience this, so you're not alone.
We were just hella vulnerable right now.
Yeah, for sure. Six, any last words?
I would say, guys, stay away from any vagina.
I was like, I'm waiting for it. I knew you were going to say that.
I'm going to. I didn't interrupt y'all, but see how
I'm sorry.
They want to interrupt
Apparently,
me.
you would do a lot better without us.
Y'all let y'all vibe. I let
Sorry,
y'all get
it's
a girl's
hilarious.
thing. Guys, my advice from your big bro. Stay away from, especially if you just start being intimate with her, stay away from any vagina that smells like anything other than what it is, bro. Vagina has this natural, heavenly scent to it.
And it's sweet.
If it smells like anything but that, run. No Versace Eras, no Chanel, no Gucci Guilty. If it smell like anything but that, bro, she covering something up. Because some of these women out here are nasty. They are having sex with multiple people, bro. Yeah. So run. Because tomorrow you going to be burning, Usher. You going to let it burn. Run. It has its own natural heavenly scent,
which is
and
nothing.
If you have to season your vagina like they do the old meat in the store, listen. If you have to season
officially finished.
If you have to season your vagina like they do the old meat in the store to cover up the smell, then baby, take your ass to the doctor and go on Amazon and get some probiotics.
Yeah, stop playing. Don't play with people.
We
like
love
that.
you.
And with that being said,
stop
I
playing.
want y'all to have safe sex.
Yeah,
because it's crazy out there. Ooh. You might catch something you can't throw back.
Ooh.
So have safe sex. Make sure it's fun. Be communicative with both partners so y'all can both get what y'all like. Fellas, please her. When I hear women talk about they not getting pleased, it's weird to me.
Same.
I always want to. I don't feel good unless I'm pleasing her. And once I'm done pleasing you, now I can, all right, get mine off. So be a pleaser, not a teaser.
Not a weezer. No, weezer.
That what?
Not a weasel. Okay.
Mine sounded better. Be a pleaser.
Sorry, say it again.
Not
I'm
a teaser.
Sorry. You're right.
Have safe sex. Get checked out. Take probiotics. Watch porn. We gone.
We gone.
Peace.
Peace.